talking about how animal meat, and that because you don't eat hardly any, how does lectin find its way into animal meat?
We raise animals with antibiotics, and this was discovered by accident years ago when they were thinking that antibiotics might be needed for crowded conditions of stockyard animals. But the researcher found out that by giving antibiotics to these animals, they grew faster and got fatter much quicker than the animals who didn't get the antibiotics. So it was approved by the Department of Agriculture and the FDA to give antibiotics to animals for the purpose of growth. What we didn't know is that those residual antibiotics are incorporated into the meat, the beef, the chicken, the pork, you name it. And so we actually, every time we ingest factory-raised meats, or even farm-raised fish, ingest microdoses of antibiotics. Microdoses of antibiotics are incredibly effective at killing off your microbiome. So, in the last 40 years, we've had this, incredible, the worst storm that could possibly happen for our microbiome and for our leaky gut.
So then there are lectin-like substances in the meat, but is there actually lectin itself?
Great question. There was just a paper published from Ohio State a few weeks ago that shows that lectins in soybeans can be found in the meat of animals that you feed them to. Now, I used to think that this was kind of fanciful in the alternative medicine world. You are what you eat, but you are what the thing you're eating ate. And
I had only heard some headlines about you. I would have thought, oh, red meat, I'll get after it, because I eat a ton of red meat and think I'm doing healthy things. So you don't eat a lot of meat, why not?
So we found that there was a molecule, a sugar molecule, on the wall of pig blood vessels that's totally different from the sugar molecule that's in ours. But it differs by only one actually atom, and it's called Nu5GC in pigs, cows, and lambs, and we carry what's called Nu5AC. And I have nothing against red meat, but if you look statistically, the red meat eaters do have significantly more coronary artery disease and significantly more cancer. Now, why cancer? Well, it turns out that cancer tumors in humans use Nu5GC to shield themselves from detection by the immune system. The problem is we don't manufacture Nu5GC, nor can a cancer cell, which means they acquired it from external sources, namely beef, lamb, and pork. Now, fish doesn't carry it. They have the same molecule that we do, and chicken have the same molecule that we do. So I urge people, if they're going to eat animal protein, and I do, to use wild shellfish or wild fish as their main source of animal protein. Do I eat meat? Yeah, do I eat beef? I do. But I get grass-fed and grass-finished beef, and I use it as a treat, not as a mainstay of my diet.
And then what's your take on...
So the only purpose of food is to get olive oil into your mouth. There are 3 long-lived societies in the blue zones that use 1 liter of olive oil per week. That's about 12 to 14 tablespoons a day.
Can I use it to saute?
You can use it to saute. Believe it or not, there's a wonderful paper from the NIH showing that olive oil does not break down into harmful compounds.
That's amazing.
But bring olive oil to the table. So if you're going to have a steak, please pour it on your meat, as they do in Italy. They always bring a bottle of olive oil so you can have steak Florentina and just drench it with olive oil. The steak is there to get olive oil into your mouth. Broccoli is there to get olive oil into your mouth. A salad is there to get olive oil into your mouth.
הרפואה הגדולה מכולן היא ללמד אנשים איך לא להזדקק לה. וזה היה דוקטור סטיבן גנדרי, מנתח לב, חוקר רפואי וסופר. לעוד תכנים על תזונה ובריאות מטבולית, כנסו לקבוצת הפייסבוק שלנו, כלבים וחתולים חוזרים אל אמא טבע.